Hi guys, it's Nikki Fogden-Moore and welcome back to the Mojo Maker podcast and Vitality Coach TV. This is another little mini Mojo episode and today I want to talk about the word emotions. Ooh, we talk about this a lot, and I know as a passionate person about what I do and I'm very kind of energetic and full of vitality, that doesn't mean that I don't have the other side of the street of emotions, which is, just grief and kind of hurt, betrayal, whatever else that comes up. But in this life, we're very good at being functional. So, we can go, oh no, I got over that and it's no problem and that's business and that's that person, it's their issue. And we just march on and we pick ourselves up and off we go into the next thing, person, whatever it is. So, we sort of dust off any hurt, shame, blame, guilt, fear, and we go, oh, don't want to handle that. And then we march on through. Now, at some point in your leadership life, if you're really developing your other dimension, which is not punching through things, but going, hold on a second, there must be an easier way around this. The big thing you're going to have to start addressing is owning your emotions. Oh my God, I know it sounds horrible, but actually it's really liberating. It is completely necessary for you to understand that you can't be all light and fairies in life. You must have a real connection to the moments that have caused you any hurt, pain, trauma, grief, everything else. It's all called being a real human, and it actually makes up this multi-dimensional, multifaceted person that is who you are sitting in front of me today as you're listening to this. So how on earth do we crack open the oyster? Do we unlock Pandora's box? All these other things? Because what happens is most people would rather stay inside the walls of discomfort that they know, if you've seen the Fall or Fly video about taking a leap of faith, than actually head towards a painful moment where they have to actually break through that to discover an unknown thing on the other side. Let me repeat that. Most people would rather stay in pain avoidant with some kind of situation that they can struggle with or just kind of hang on to and like, yeah, we've got this, before they'd rather look at themselves, feel that emotion, purge that out and move forward into something they don't quite know where they're going. And that is really pain avoidant. Eckhart Tolle talks about this in The Power of Now and The New Earth. Very, very valuable books. If you haven't read them or listened to them on audio, please do, because they will be game-changing for you. Is understanding that you have to be a full human. You can't just kind of live in an Excel spreadsheet of life and be all functional and then go on to the next thing and go, well, I'm so resilient, that person couldn't get to me, or that situation that I nearly died, or that person betrayed me, or, this is called life. We have to actually have feelings, and you have to have a voice. We have to tell our kids it's okay to be upset. We have to say that hurt and pain and grief are normal parts of human behavior, and they shouldn't be shut down and they shouldn't be pushed away. And it's not dramatic to actually have a reaction to a situation. So the sooner you allow an emotion to come up and you have a safe space for that to occur, the quicker you can move through that, associate what you want to do with it, learn from it as required, but most importantly, heal from that. So you're not kind of carrying around all that unmixed ingredients that it's going to explode when the cork lid finally plops. Because I tell you something, when you start having pressure of real leadership and running, those $1 million businesses or lots of families or whatever else that is your personal goal, is at some point all the things that you've pushed down beneath the surface are going to rise up and they're going to have a really adverse reaction. So how to harness your emotions. First of all, why should you in the first place? I think I've just explained that you can't live in 1-2 dimensions. You must experience all of you in your life. You must work through things and understand that having an emotion is actually an ability to have a healing moment. So the other thing at high performance requires us to have empathy, compassion, kindness, and understanding, and also an open-hearted approach, which means putting the swords down and stopping being defensive and understanding what will allow me to step into my truest, fullest self and understand that I'm not carrying around any roadblocks and everything else. So most high-performance athletes are actually asked to go through a lot of deep dives on roadblocks, on things that have happened in their lives that have actually caused them a lot of emotion that they might have pushed down, because you matter, you are enough, and your feelings matter. So as a leader, it's very important that you have an opportunity to go back and review all of that and not carry that baggage with you in every cycle, because it will just manifest itself in a different version, people, place, time, or thing. So that's the reality. Sorry, but it's the truth. The other point I want to talk to you about is who we share our emotions with, right? Like, you don't want to come in the office, oh my God, like, we've all done it. We sort of, when you're learning to have your emotions be part of yourself that some other people may see, is it comes out like a bit like a training wheel. I always say it's like having a lightsaber and not knowing what to do with it, because all of a sudden you don't know what to do with the emotions. And that's the fear of letting a small bit of your vulnerability show. A lot of people say it's like opening Pandora's box, because they just can't keep the lid on it then, and everything will come flooding out. And that's really not a way or a reason to live, or to stop having your emotions as part of your everyday life. So you've got to go through the painful, insidious point of understanding that it is a necessary part of being a human being, not a human doing, to allow all facets of your heart and soul to come to the surface and recognize what they do, so that you can learn from those things and be very real. As a leader, we need to show that sometimes it's really, really hard work. We've got our head in the hands. We're doing 80-hour weeks. It's stressful. So what are you going to do? Keep smiling through it and then wonder why your staff aren't able to come to you ahead of time because they're stressed about things. So you have to be a channel and an experience in your own self, in your own life. You can't just keep a lid on all that stuff. And the other thing I would say about emotions is it's not a dirty word. It's not drama. Emotions only become dramatic when they're misused, when they're not real, or they've stuffed down for so long that they come out in a situation that comes out in fear or anger or just extreme an outpouring, because finally you can't keep a lid on it. And fortunately, if you can do that with people that you love and you trust, or in a safe environment, or find someone to talk to, it's extremely essential that you allow those things to come to the surface and don't keep pushing them down. So how do you find people that you can trust and talk to and share your emotions with? And what is the journey of allowing a little bit more of that diamond facets of yourself to be shown to all people in your life? Number one is just start with the first step. Don't go and sit down and write a whole diary out and suddenly start sharing that with the world. Do what is comfortable for you, but recognizing the difference between an emotion and a reaction are two different things. And most reactions are actually based in an emotional construct around fear or guilt or shame, all sorts of things which we've inherently taken with us. In our first moments since we were a kid, we'll be told that's wrong, or, don't cry, or that's dramatic, or whatever else your paradigm is. So understanding that you have emotions is the first step. I know you might be laughing at this, but I work with a lot of people that, oh no, that's fine, I don't need to deal with that. And sooner or later, it all comes back up. The second thing is figure out who you're going to talk to, right? Because maybe finding a safe place with a coach or a counselor, make sure those people are really good at their job and they're really good at asking the right questions, and they're very present and they're learned and they're intelligent and they understand that it's not just you sitting there on a couch expelling stuff, but also there's a roadmap and a pathway where that actually helps you extract, review it, look above it, heal it, and then move on, and understand that that's just a part of who you are as well. So it's not about pushing that down and hiding that. It's having people around you that might be on a professional level or a personal level where it's safe to talk and they can listen, and then you can actually work through that and not stay stuck in that story. Very, very important. And the third thing is don't be afraid to identify who your real friends are and who your real colleagues are. So identify who it is that you want to share with integrity, with security, with confidentiality, because you don't have to put everything that you feel, see, eat, or go through on Facebook. You must be discerning about where you're able to show parts of yourself as they start appearing. And I think it's really, really important. It's okay to choose who you want to open up to. It's okay to choose who you want to start practicing a safe space for humility and kindness and self-discovery. And I don't mean that in a completely woo-woo way. I actually mean that in discovering what's next. It could be, what are your vital ingredients in life and why have you denied those for so long? It could be, what does a great relationship mean to you and why are you sitting in one that's not fulfilling? It could be the frustration that you have in your office when you build a company and you don't have the right people behind you. Like, everything is valid. Just remember that you matter. And emotions are a very important dimension. It's your emotional intelligence that you start building when you actually start to understand where they sit, how you can psychologically move through them, the understanding of neuroplasticity, so staying out of the pain body and into the future with extreme ownership. So I want just to have a little 10-minute chat with you today about emotions, just to open up the discussion, to get you familiar with the few words, to not go, ooh, there's that E word, and to start thinking about, do I really truly show my emotions? When's the last time I've even had an emotion? Do I always put structure and form and resilience over being human sometimes and allowing myself to break something down so I can build myself up again? Those are my questions to you. You can subscribe on Monday Mojo, thevitalitycoach.com.au. There's purely a chat today to help you engage that other pillar about your leadership, that emotional intelligence, and why it's so important to learn that vulnerability is your greatest asset. It's just learning about how to harness that and understanding the safe places, people, and situations where you can practice that to really grow and flex that muscle that is all required in us for humility, empathy, and leadership in life. Come join me on Instagram. Come hit me up on Nikki at thevitalitycoach.com.au if you've got some comments. I hope you like these little messages. Please take care of yourself in this wild world out there. We're all doing our best. Whether you're leading teams of thousands or you're just trying to put breakfast on the table and get your kids to school, it's the same amount of stress. It's all relative. So you're in the driver's seat. Take accountability, make a game plan, do your winning weeks, and most of all, listen to yourself because you really know the way. So I hope this inspires you today. Get on board and start asking yourself all about, whether or not you use your emotions in your decision making, and if you're actually connected to all those things that occur through your life. Here to help if you need me. Have a great time for the week and be healthy, wealthy, and wise. And thanks for tuning in.